Hello and welcome to Keepsales. Now in this video, we will be looking at how to record your sales offline. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so once you've opened the desktop app, you click on new transaction to begin the selling process. Now mind you, anytime you click on the new transaction, by default, if you clicked on it for the first time, you see that the app, okay, it's online. The interface is online. So you see online written over here. So let's maximize this. Okay, you see online written over here. Okay, so if we are going to record our sales offline, we have to click on record offline. Now, another thing we have to note about recording offline is if you have not enabled somebody to be able to record offline, and by enabling I mean managing user permissions. We have a video that talks about how to manage user permissions. You have to go to the user permissions, go to activate PIM, and then enable your staff, your salesperson, to be able to record offline. Else, if your salesperson logs in for the first time as a salesperson, they will not see the record offline because you haven't given them the permission to record offline. So you have to give them the permission to. So go check out our video on how to manage user permissions to be able to activate the offline mode for your salesperson. Okay, so let's click on record offline. So once you click on that, this appears. There are a couple of things you have to read to take notice of. Okay, so it says that we notice this is the first time you are attempting to sell offline. Okay, so for your first time, your product data will have to be loaded from online into your database. We will automatically create on this computer to allow you to sell offline. Okay, so what this basically means is that since it's your first time, anytime the app would have to offload all your products, okay, from online, okay, onto your local storage on your computer so that you can be able to sell offline. All right, so that's the first thing you have to take notice of. Usually, okay, so then let's go on. It says this database to store your data is just like any other file on your computer, and Sumundi doesn't have any control or protection over it. So even though we have done our best to keep it safe, we cannot be held liable for any loss or inconsistencies. Okay, so basically what it's also trying to say is that, the data that is transported from your online cloud server onto your PC is like any other file, okay, on your PC. And like any other file on your PC, it can crash, okay, you can lose your data, okay, to some system errors or damages. Okay, those are some of the things you have to note about offline usage. Okay, then the third is we strongly advise that you only record your sales offline if your internet connectivity speed is very bad and really slows down. Your ability to quickly check out your customers in the queue. Okay, so what this is also saying is that the offline gives you a very quick checkout process. Okay, so if you have a lot of traffic, you might want to use the desktop app. But if you do not really have a lot of traffic, you don't have a lot of customers waltzing in and out, and if your internet is very good, then would recommend that you use the online feature, because the online protects your data from point number two. Okay, it protects your data from the issues we mentioned at point number two, which is computer malfunctions, losses, inconsistencies. It does that. But if your internet speed is very bad, and then you have a shop that is like is very hot on traffic, okay, then that is when you can record offline. Okay, so let's click on here. So here is what is going to load your products offline. Okay, so it's going to transport all your inventory from online, okay, with their details over here so that you can sell. Now, depending on the size of your inventory, it might either take a long time or a short time to offload. So over here, if it's the first time, you might want to be a little bit patient or do it a bit earlier before your work starts. But once you've done it, okay, usually the rest is going to take it's not going to take long. But then because it's the first time, if you have a lot of inventory, like let's say more than 1,000 products in your system, it might take a while to load. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so finally this is done. Okay, this for my inventory, and we have like more than 500 products. Okay, so we can estimate that it might take you, depending on your size, on the size of your inventory, it might take you from between a minute to 5 minutes. Okay, a minute to 5 minutes to finish loading up. Okay, and like I said, this is when you're about to use the when you're about to use the offline feature for the first time. Okay, once it's been able to load, you do not have to worry about this process any longer. You wouldn't have to come back to this process unless you have cleared your data, which we'll talk about in the subsequent videos. Okay, so let's click on OK. All right, so once it's done, now we have our offline interface here. All right, so let's record some sales offline. We go to search for the product. Okay, so you type in the box. Okay, so let's type over here. So we have, our product here. We can adjust the quantity. You double click on where the quantity is. Let's say we want 5. Okay, let's select a second item. So you click in that same area, you just click on it, and then you enter the product the customer is buying. Okay, so we have, so you can select and as many as you want. There are also the bar, you can also use the barcode if that is what you prefer. Okay, so once we have this, you can adjust the quantity. Like I said, double click, and then we change the quantity. Okay, so over here you notice the total is stated here, and then there's amount received. So amount received is what the customer gives you. Okay, so if the customer, let's say, gives you 2000. Okay, let's select a third item. Okay, so you enter, then you enter. Okay, then we can enter the amount received. So like I said, you can select as many items as you want. If you are good, if you want to sell at wholesale, okay, and you have the wholesale prices, you can just click to check the wholesale boxes. So once you've entered the amount received, now we can come to the notes. If there are any notes pertaining to the transaction, you can enter that. Okay, then we have the payment method. So you just indicate the payment the customer is going to use, and then you can either click to sell with receipts or click to sell with no receipts. If you are clicking to sell with receipts, okay, it means that the customer, it means that your computer is connected to a printer. So if your printer is working, you can click to sell with receipts. If it's not working, you just click to sell with no receipts. All right, so let's click on this. Okay, so over here it tells you that the transaction has been recorded successfully, and then it tells you the balance you are supposed to give, and that your product should be reloaded. Okay, so this is how you sell offline. I hope you enjoyed the video. There are more of such amazing videos available for you, so do well to check them all out. I'll see you again in our next video. Have a wonderful time, and bye bye.